Namaste, angels. I'm here to do the daily reading for Monday, March 6th, beginning with the events. And I don't know if it's going to, whether or not it's going to let me make it through all these events. My laptop is acting really weird. Actually, I'm using that small one. It's like a laptop, tablet, whatever. It's acting up, whatever it is. We'll see how far we get. In the year 1479, the Treaty of Alcovas in Portugal gives the Canary Islands to the Castile in exchange for claims in West Africa. 1836, which is 9-9 or 9, the Battle of the Alamo. After 13 days of fighting, 1,500 to 3,000 Mexican soldiers overwhelmed the Texan defenders, killing 182 to 257 of them. This is a weird number. I don't know how they... It's anywhere between 182 and 257. I mean, that's bizarre, but that's what it says here. In any case, that's the number of Texans that were killed, including somebody named William Travis, who was apparently important, Jim Bowie as well, and Davy Crockett. That's the only one with which I'm familiar. In the year 1853, Giuseppe Verdi's opera La Traviata premieres in Venice. 1857, the Dred Scott decision. The U.S. Supreme Court rules Africans cannot be U.S. citizens. So those of you who've been watching me for a while and who watched like my specials and revelations and stuff like that, you may recall probably around June of last year, I had jury duty and I saw I saw the 12 angry men. I saw Father in the Wall. They were Anunnaki. I saw these big-headed men in the marble wall at the courthouse. And I was sitting there like, Daddy, is that you? And then he was telling me to look out the window. And I looked out the window and I saw these like gargoyle things that were like the Watcher Angels. And he started telling me about them and telling me about the Dred Scott decision. And I came home and did some specials. So those are posted for anybody who wants to see them at this point, if you never have, in my playlists. I have specials, revelations, teaching videos, the weeklies, the dailies, the astrological. I got like several different things to choose from in there. In any case, in the year 1869, Dmitry Mendeleev, presents the first periodic table of the elements to the Russian Chemical Society. I used to really be like in love with the periodic table. I had a big one on my wall. A real math and science geek coming up. Anyway, moving on. In the year 1899, which is 999, aspirin, otherwise known as acetylsalicylic acid, is patented by Felix Hoffmann at German company Bayer. Did you know? Bocer Cassius Clay, it's supposed to be boxer. It says B-O-C-E-R. See, sometimes it's not me. It's actually the typos on these pages in the grammar. So Boxer, not Bocer, Cassius Clay, joins the Nation of Islam and its leader Elijah Muhammad renames him Muhammad Ali. This happened on March 6th in the year 1964 or 65 or 11. Famous birthdays: Michelangelo, Elizabeth Barrett Browning, Mala Mallory, Lou Costello, Alan Greenspan, and Shaquille O'Neal. Famous weddings in the year 1898. Poet Paul Laurence Dunbar, who was 25, weds political activist Alice Dunbar, who was 22, master number 22 in New York. 1928, industrialist, which is 29 or 11, by the way. Industrialist Oskar Schindler, who was 19, weds Emily Schindler, who was 20, in Svitavy, Czech Republic. And famous divorces in the year 1964, which equals 65 or 11, actress Elizabeth Taylor's fourth divorce from entertainer Eddie Fisher. Famous deaths: Davy Crockett, Louisa May Alcott, John Philip Sousa, Georgia O'Keeffe, Kirby Puckett, and Nancy Reagan. See, this is the part where it's getting slow. Nancy Reagan was American and a U.S. First Lady. She was an actress and wife to U.S. President Ronald Reagan. She was born on July 6th in 1921 and was a Cancer from New York, USA. She died on March 6th in the year 2016 at the age of 94 or 13 or 4 or 11. Herbie Puckett was also American, an MLB center fielder. He spent his entire 12-year career playing for the Minnesota Twins and is currently the Twins' all-time leader in career hits, runs, doubles, and total bases. He was born on March 14th in 1962 and was a Pisces from Chicago, Illinois, USA. He died on March 6th in 2006 at the age of 43 of a stroke. Georgia O'Keeffe was American, a painter and a sculptor. Best known for her paintings of enlarged flowers, New York skyscrapers, and New Mexico landscapes, O'Keeffe is considered the mother of American modernism. She was born on November 15th in the year 1887. That makes her a Scorpio. She was from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, USA. She died on March 6th in the year 1986 at the age of 98. John Philip Sousa was also American. He was a composer, although he's dressed here looking like a Confederate, in my opinion, but whatever. I guess you could be both. He was nicknamed the March King and was the composer of the Liberty Bell. Oh, so maybe he was. And signature tune of the signature tune of Monty Python's Flying Circus. He was born on November 6th in the year 1854, or 9-9, which is 9, and was a Scorpio from Washington, D.C., USA. He died on March 6th in 1932 at the age of 77. I've been seeing 8s and 9s all week. I mean, not that I don't see all numbers all day, every day, but most profoundly, 8s and 9s. This morning, I had set my alarm. I don't remember what time I set it for, but it went off at 9:09, and that certainly was not the time for which I had set it. And then I hit like the snooze thing, and it went back. It went off. It's supposed to go off every 15 minutes. It went off again at 9:18 instead. So that wasn't 15 minutes. That was 9 minutes. Definitely a message. In any case, Louisa May Alcott was also American. She was an author, best known as the author of Little Women and its sequels, Little Men and Jo's Boys. She was born on November 29th, 1111, in the year 1832 and was a Sagittarius from Germantown, Pennsylvania, USA. She died on March 6th in the year 1888 at the age of 55 of a stroke. And she certainly had her share of double numbers associated with her. Lastly, of the deaths, Davy Crockett. Maybe this is the one they didn't want me to do because the screen is moving around. It's a touch screen. I'm not touching it. It's scrolling up. It's scrolling down. He was American and a frontiersman as well as a soldier. He's commonly referred to as the King of the Wild Frontier. There's a song, Davy Crockett, King of the Wild Frontier. Anyway, he was born on August 17th, which is 8-8, in the year 1786, and was a Leo from Greene County, Tennessee, USA. He died on March 6th, which is 9, in the year 1836, which is 9-9. And together, those triple nines equal 9. He was age 49, which is 13 of 4 or 11-11 at the time. He was killed in battle. And going up to the birthdays, which it just scrolled by itself. Stop. Okay, Shaquille O'Neal, if it will so do me the honor. Maybe it won't. Nope. I don't know what's happening. I wish you guys could see this. Okay, I'll try one more time because it just went back to the page. I was going to say I'm going to start dealing the cards. Shaquille O'Neal is American and a basketball player. He won 3 consecutive NBA championships from the year 2000 through 2002 as a member of the Los Angeles Lakers. He won a 4th NBA championship as a member of the Miami Heat in 2006. He also won the 1999 through 2000 MVP award and 3 NBA Finals MVP awards. He ranks 3rd of all time in the field goal percentage. His rank is 58.2%, largely because of his ability to dunk the basketball. He was born on March 6th in the year 1972 and is 44 years old. So maybe he'll be 45 or 9 since they seem to put the person's current age here. And he's a Pisces from Newark, New Jersey, USA. Alan Greenspan is a very, very wealthy man. He's American, a U.S. Fed chairman and an economist. He served as chairman of the Federal Reserve of the United States from 1987 through 2006. He was born on March 6th in the year 1926 and is 90 years old. So March 6th equals 9 and he equals 9, 90 years old. A Pisces from New York City, New York, USA. Lou Costello was American, a comedian and an actor. Lou Costello started his career in burlesque and vaudeville theater, where he met his comedic partner, Bud Abbott. Costello was the funny man to Abbott's straight performance. The two worked theater until being talent spotted and given roles on the radio show The Kate Smith Hour in 1938. The duo's first role in film was A Night in the Tropics in 1940 and was so well received that they were given starring roles thereafter. During their heyday, they were one of Hollywood's most successful acts. They also had their own radio show, The Abbott and Costello Show, which ran from 1942 through 1949. After sometimes fictitious working relationships, Costello parted ways with Abbott in 1957 and dies of a heart attack in 1959. Their most famous comedy routine is Who's on First? He was born on March 6th in the year 1906 and was a Pisces from Paterson, New Jersey. He died on March 3rd in the year 1959 at the age of 52. Molla Mallory, M-O-L-L-A Mallory. Looks like a lunch lady in the picture, but I doubt that's why she's here. That wouldn't make much sense. Nope, it's an old-fashioned tennis uniform. She was Norwegian American and a tennis player and an 8-time U.S. Open champion. She won a record 8 singles titles at the U.S. Championships between 1915 and 1926. She was born on March 6th in the year 1884 and was a Pisces from Mosvik, Norway. She died on November 22nd, 11/11/11 at the age, in the year 1959, which also equals 6. Both of those equal 6, at the age of 75. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. It's doing it again. The screen moving around, and we're almost done. She's second to last. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Anytime now. Yep, here we go. She was British. A poet from a young age, Elizabeth Barrett Browning was one of the most famous Victorian poets with a prolific output despite being ill of health for most of her life. Barrett Browning is most known for such poems. This is what makes it difficult for me to read and why I stumble, because I'm like, she's most famous for How Do I Love Thee? How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. You guys know that poem. And another one called Aurora Leigh. But she was also a prominent figure in the campaign for the end of slavery and a child labor regulation. Her stand against slavery is particularly poignant as her own family's wealth derived directly from Jamaican plantations and its slaves. In 1845, which is 9/9, Barrett Brown, which her name was Browning, so they have another one here. They have Barrett Browning, or, maybe they do mean Brown. Maybe that was her maiden name, because it said met fellow poet Robert Browning, and they courted in secret until their marriage. So I think that her maiden name was Brown, and her married name was Browning, based on this. Their marriage was in 1846. Against her father's wishes, they moved to Italy, where they lived for the rest of their lives and where Barrett Browning continued to publish until her death in 1861. She was born on March 6th in the year 1806. 1861 is 88, by the way. And she was a Pisces from Kellow, Durham, United Kingdom. She died on June 29th in the year 1861 at the age of 55. And lastly is going to be Michelangelo. If it will allow me to. Michelangelo. Yep, here we go. I think it's going to work. Oh boy. It's like spinning around, buffering. That's what they call that, right? Buffering. Michelangelo was Italian, a sculptor and a painter. He's considered one of the greatest artists of all times. He's most celebrated for the paintings in the Sistine Chapel and the statue of David. He made countless other masterpieces, however. He was born on March 6 in the year 1475 and was a Pisces from Caprese, Tuscany, Italy. He died on February 18th in the year 1564 at the age of 88. And like I said, he was the last. So going to the cards, beginning with the Knight of Water, who is emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, and contemplative. He's also a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. Falling in love or wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, and maybe even an invitation to a social event. Opening to the Nine of Earth, enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, and successful self-employment. I totally Nine of Earth. I cheated. I didn't even wait for the weekend to start. I began on Thursday, Nine of Earthing. I cut my nails. I got them done. I got massages. I was just Nine of Earth all over the place. I got my hair done. You can't tell me nothing right now. In any case, the Knight of Water is back, still in love, and he may very well be a Scorpio because the major arcana card number 13, release, or the death card, represents the sign of Scorpio, but it could represent those other water signs too that I mentioned, Pisces and Cancer. Whether it does or not, it's about the end of a phase or situation and spiritual transformation. It's time to move on. Release or death back again. Opening out to the Seven of Water, a complex decision. The need to do research. Stop procrastinating. Release is back. I'll go one more, and it's the Four of Earth. Being too frivolous or too cautious with money. Good business decisions are another possibility, and maybe even giving to those less fortunate. But release is back. I'm going to cut. I hear sirens already. We haven't even done anything yet. I don't know what that means. And coming to the Empress with Archangel Gabriel. Lavish abundance. Give birth to your dreams. Nurture yourself and others. I think those sirens are for some people, perhaps water signs, who maybe actually had babies with release or death, and that new, end of a phase, maybe the end of the phase of being pregnant, you're giving birth, followed by major arcana card, the Empress, which is an angel holding her baby. It's Archangel Gabriel holding a baby. And now our overall energy is renewal with Archangel Jeremiah. Review and evaluate, a favorable assessment of the facts. It's time to move in a new direction. So another card, like the Death card, indicating the need for us to keep on pushing. Renewal is also known as judgment in the traditional tarot, and it's all about watching how we quote-unquote judge ourselves, not being too judgmental of ourselves or others. With regard to other general meanings at work, it can be about your boss sort of judging, reviewing, evaluating you in a positive light, keeping their eye on you, wanting to reward you for hard work. So it's not a time to slack off. And in relationships, romantic and or otherwise, it's about a make or break moment. Like, now's the time when we need to evaluate our relationship and decide, if we're going to continue it or end it or modify it, or what are we going to do. Masculine is the Chariot. Again, moving on, maybe moving up, ascending, promotion. This is a card of victory as well. Maybe it's connected to judgment in a general sense, having to do with your work and being rewarded, and maybe moving up the line, getting a promotion. It can be any of these things. It's about an important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, and public recognition even. So it might be known like throughout the office that, you know, you were chosen out of the whole like office pool, so to speak, of being the one to promote, to give a vacated seat to, or something like that. You're surrounded by the Knight of Fire, who is passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. The Knight of Fire is a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. In your subconscious, the Queen of Fire, who's confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. The feminine is the Two of Water, a relationship that continues to grow closer. Forgiveness and the positive resolution of a conflict. Surrounded by the Queen of Earth, who is a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, and who is thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach and deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. And in her subconscious is the Sun with Archangel Ariel. Happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success. Have confidence in yourself. Crownings, the Page of Fire. It's a new opportunity for us. Outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous is the Page of Fire. And like the Knight and Queen already here, he's a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. The Sun is also one of those signs. And the actual Sun rules the zodiac sign of Leo. So there's a lot of fire going on here, a lot of passion. Maybe for one another, whoever these Two of Water people, the two people in the Two of Water, there's a decision that has to be made nonetheless. So maybe, again, it has something to do with someone's job and whether or not to promote them. It could have to do with whether or not to move from one home to another, from one place to another, maybe from one job to another. It can have to do whether to move on from a relationship, whether to move in together, maybe to move closer, like the Two of Water suggests, or maybe to move up. Maybe you're going through ascension. All of these things can be connected. At the heart of the matter is the High Priestess with Archangel Haniel. Listen to your intuition, have patience, and consider carefully what you want before acting. This too can represent water signs, and to me, Gemini. This is saying that you're getting basically the messages as to what to do, what choice to make about this decision. And the opportunity and the decision may very well be connected. I was going to say check to see if I could pull the next card. It is upside down. So you know what, I won't. Let's see what the Ascended Masters might like to add, if anything. And in the weekly reading, I talked about how Isis was not on the mother, wife, sister, daughter card. This woman looks exactly, or this picture looks exactly like one of my friends, by the way. She's Puerto Rican and Jewish, or Puerto Rican and white, Jewish. She looks just like this, just like it. This is Lady Nada, though, or a depiction of Lady Nada. I don't know if this is some more inadvertent racism or what this is about, why this woman is on the mother, wife, sister, daughter card when King Osiris, clearly a black man, even in this deck, is on the father, husband, brother, son card. But in any case, I'm beginning with it, and it's about the need to heal a relationship with a feminine energy in your life, possibly even yourself. And opening to Peace Offering with White Buffalo Calf Woman, which was the heart of the matter, if I recall correctly, in the general reading for this week. So extending a hand, shaking, you know, and maybe dropping some of the foolishness that's been going on, making a conscious decision to just be happy and to move on, maybe, to take the opportunity to do that with the Two of Water. That could be what the peace offering is about. Opening now to take charge of this situation with Moses. Moses' birthday falling within this week, by the way. And he could be saying the same thing. Take charge of this situation and let's move on. Right? Let's make a peace offering and move on, especially with him here opposite peace offering. Peace offering is back. Opening to drink more water with Oshun. So yeah, I think for many of us, this Chariot has to do with moving up, as in ascending. And now Queen Oshun is at the bottom. I'm going to cut. Find the blessing in your current situation, says Krishna. And the overall energy, like the heart of the matter, is listen, as into your intuition. I'm going to put here one here and top this 7 of water. We don't really have anything else that's weird. So one for advice, one for advice. And I'm going to do the same thing with the romance angels, beginning with calling in your soulmate, with which I began for the general for the collective love reading as well for the week. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Opening to true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. And somebody's clearly going after it that doesn't need to do too much thinking or even listening. With the Queen of Fire here, the Knight of Fire running this way. The Chariot is running that way. So Chariot may not be interested anymore. They're moving on. Again, this perhaps a water sign, maybe specifically a Cancer. Moving on. They don't want any more part of this. The rest is going to passionately go after this opportunity, particularly this Knight of Fire. Calling in your soulmate is back. That may be... So the Chariot may be running away from somebody in order to free themselves. And the Knight of Fire may be running, you know, doing the same thing, running this way, away from a mate that's over there in order to free themselves. It's time to take back control of your life. And I think that free yourself was opposite calling in your soulmate when I shuffled in the general too. Or release your ex. Yeah, release your ex. I opened to it. Speaking of soulmate, just open to that. Yes, this is your soulmate. So now shuffling that opposite, calling in your soulmate, which is back at the bottom. I'm going to cut. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. This makes me feel that some of the masculine here are just running, period. You know, they're doing the quote unquote runner thing. They do what a runner does. They're running. But they, you know, they don't want to stay gone. And they have in their mind the energy, the guidance to which they need to listen, telling them to, you know, reel it in and move on toward this Two of Water. So this is what I've come to so far. Let's see what the overall energy is. And it is separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Some may be running in order to listen in quiet and peace on their own. For For others, separation is not on the horizon. I don't care what the card says. I don't feel it. I feel that for others it's incorrect. And maybe we'll see why. Like maybe there'll be another card that'll make sense of that in the advice or something. So this is the same card they got in the general. The whole general is coming true on Monday. It seems so far. Meditate, masculine, says Buddha. So, yeah, you've got to get into a quiet space. That's why you need to separate. It's not like separation like I'm upset with you, or I don't want to talk to you, or even I'm being the runner for some cases. For some, it's just I need to be by myself while I figure this out. And for the feminine, wow. This showed up for the feminine as well in the general, but I think it was here where the sun is. The power of joy. And how the power of joy, think of it as a karmic energy, right? It's something that the strength of this joy, the way this joy abounds, it's something cosmic, it's something angelic, it's something divine, like this kind of joy, the power of joy couldn't be created or harnessed without the divine. And it's how we can use it to sort of direct our lives and to work the law of attraction, the spiritual law of attraction. If we emit this joy, this is what we're going to get back. Joy, happiness, love. The romance angels say to the masculine, give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. And they say to the feminine, reconciliation. I told you that separation thing was BS. And then I felt that I might get another card in here that would explain it away. Yeah, this one does. Someone from your past is returning to your life. And as I've been explaining to you guys lately, whenever I get reconciliation and separation together, I feel that it's a message to us, a reminder that separation doesn't really exist. It's an illusion. It's a false illusion, a false premise. And if you don't manifest it, it won't be. So, I don't know why I did the advice before checking out what was sitting here, but let's see. So, the Seven of Water, clarifying it from the Ascended Masters deck, is purification with White Tara, which, at least to me and for me, is all about detoxification of all kinds, of clearing away all that no longer serves you. Maybe like a Gemini, like the High Priestess herself would do, the goddess Isis. It's detoxifying your life and body, your environment, everything completely. Any people, places, or things that don't mean you well, that you can't digest, you are to cleanse yourself of them. And maybe that's what you're deciding. Who are these people? What are these things? Where are these places of which I need to let go? And again, that can have to do with the Chariot and the moving. As far as moving to another home, moving to another job, friends, moving on from people, moving toward people. It's all that. And it's also going to have to do, again, with the spiritual law of attraction and this karmic energy that I was just talking about with the power of joy and the feminine's advice. You attract romantic love or any kind of love by enjoying this moment fully. So by emitting love, you get love back. I hope that you guys enjoyed the daily. Namaste, angels.